Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody online. Thank you so much, Lulu. Welcome everybody here in attendance at the Haven of Ascension and the Ascension Summit, the first annual, correct? Ascension Summit. It's just so wonderful to have you here. And this week is going to be a little bit different in that our live guests are going to have the opportunity to ask questions, and the intention, or the invitation rather, is for everyone to write down a question or to feel into a question in their mind, whether you're here live or whether you're online. And know that whether you are called on by the angels this evening or not, that your question will be answered either directly if you get called on, which would be our in-person audience, but for our online audience, that it will be answered indirectly. And just setting that intention, knowing that this energy in the angelic realm, as well as all divine realms, is an omniscient presence, and we are all connected, and your questions will be answered. So, Shun, if I can get you to switch the music to, yeah. Actually, just turn it down a little bit. Thank you so much. We're going to go over a little guidelines now for how this is going to work, so we can have an idea of the functionality and the best way that you can get the most out of this. The idea is that this is like any psychic or mediumship reading that you've had before. And we ask that if you are called upon, that you ask one question. And the invitation is to continue to ask a clarifying question if you're needing more clarification, but not to ask a second question. That being said, later in the transmission, there might be an opportunity for you to ask a second question. But we just want to make sure we can get through as many people as possible. In this scenario, we'll just ask that you raise your hand. If you feel called to raise your hand, they'll say we're ready for your, after our main transmission, when we transmit for the collective, they'll ask each of you, why are you wanting to be with us? And at that point, you can raise your hand, we'll call on you, and the microphone is right behind you on the chair. And so that's the hot seat. But you can pass that microphone around. You can pass that microphone around, and it should be on. And anything else? Sometimes the angels will dig a lot deeper than the surface of your question. And it can seem sometimes like they're not really answering my question, but the invitation is to be open, because they're not reading your thoughts, they're reading your heart. And that's just what they do. If something feels like it resonates, sometimes it can feel like it resonates in a good way, as you know, and sometimes it can resonate in a way that feels really confronting and conflicting. So the invitation is, if something feels conflicting, is to create the possibility that this is something that's just in your field. It's not who you are, and it doesn't have to be your truth. You're just introducing that. You're just being introduced that it's in your field. So does anybody have any questions? Negatory. Everybody's had a long day. I could see it in your faces. Bless your hearts for being here, and thank you once again to Cheryl and to Miss Bree, and to all of you for being so supportive. All the beautiful speakers that have been here today, thank you so much. Awesome. So, Shun, can we turn on the angel dialogues music, please? Thank you. We're going to start out with a meditation. If you would like to join us, I invite you to close your eyes. And for those of you who are practitioners, i.e. all of you, I invite you to just flow down your grounding cord and help us to ground the collective, help us to ground those of us who are online. Taking a deep breath, focusing the awareness back on the rise and the fall of the chest and the abdomen. If you would like some guidance, you can follow my words. Imagining your bare feet on the most beautiful natural surface. Perhaps it's a sandy beach, perhaps it's salt water, perhaps it's beautiful rich soil in the forest. Feeling the energy of Pachamama underneath the bare feet, regulating your nervous system, harmonizing the electromagnetic field, balancing your energy. Just for one moment, I invite you to become one with her. Breathing with her, imagining her surface rising and falling as your own chest and abdomen rise and fall. Asking yourself the question now, how am I wanting to feel as a result of this session? There's been so much going on during the day, so much stimulus, sometimes overstimulation. But what are you wanting? This is about you. What are you wanting to feel? Asking yourself, how am I wanting to feel as a result of this session? And creating that sliver of possibility that can be. And if you're not sure how you're wanting to feel, the invitation is to ask the angels to show you. Angels, show me how I'm wanting to feel. Perhaps it's a way you've never felt before. Shifting into the God mind, inviting perhaps a new feeling to come through. Beautiful. I'm going to say a prayer to the Creator, at which point we'll call on the angels. If you're visually sensitive, the invitation is to keep your eyes closed until you hear the angels to come through. Sometimes it can be, my facial expressions can be jarring. Can you turn down the music a little bit, Shen? Just a little bit. Split the difference? Up a little bit? Oh, there you go. Thank you so much. Creator of all things, thank you so much for your light. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the possibility that we are all one, that not one of us is better or worse, more or less, farther ahead or behind, right versus wrong, good versus bad. I command the possibility that we can see each other in this moment in the way that God sees us. Connecting our third eyes to the center, connecting the energies, because when we connect together, when we work together, when we own our relationship to God within each of us, and own that it belongs to each of us, we can meet there together. And we can create worlds. Sense any energies that are resisting that, and the invitation is to love them. Creator, I command to be connected to the angels that are of the highest vibration, that are in alignment with the Creator's vibration, that are here for the highest and best good of all of us, that are here in alignment with the truth of who and what we have always been, and who and what we will always ever be, for the highest and best good in the highest and best way. Thank you, Creator. It is done, it is done, it is done. Why are you wanting to be with us? Every time you are asking, you are already knowing what you are wanting. When you are asking, you are already knowing your answer. The invitation is to ask a question that feels good. Why would you want to ask a question that doesn't? That is a trick question, because that question didn't feel good. We are wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. You are always where we are. Each one of you speaking to us in your own unique way. And we will occur to you in a way that you are wanting us to occur to you. For some of you, you are not wanting us to be your
angels. You're wanting us to be whoever we are. And in this case, we are that. We are whoever we are. Everyone is wanting to be where you are. We are wanting you to know. Everyone is wanting to be everywhere that you are. Whenever you are sad, whenever you are frustrated, whenever you are angry, whenever you are jealous, whenever you are tired, whenever you are exhausted, whenever you are discouraged, whenever you are disappointed. Wait a minute. Yes, everyone is wanting to be everywhere that you are. Nothing can separate you from what you call God. No matter what you feel, no matter how you think, no matter how you see yourself, you are all things. You are all things. You have nothing to fear. We are where you are. We are wanting to speak to each of you. Nothing is as it seems. Everything is as it is. Take a deep breath. We are wanting to speak with Marcus. Why are you wanting to be with us?
This is Rachel. You can ask a question, you can do whatever feels right, but they're tuning directly into your energy. Yeah. Can you grab the microphone? Does that work for you? Awesome. Thank you so much. Are you wanting to? Is wanting.
Nothing is new to you. Nothing is new to you. Nothing is new to you. And yet, you are wanting to know. You are wanting to know. So you can ask yourself the question, how would it feel if I didn't need to know? How would it feel if I didn't need to know? And what are the things that I would do differently if I knew that I didn't need to know? How would I move? How would I navigate? How would I love if I didn't need to know? You are thinking all of the things, knowing nothing, each of you, because your understanding of knowing is different. Your understanding of knowing is knowing something that is absolute. But for all of you, your knowing is relative. Your knowing is relative. Your knowing is relative. Each of you have this awareness that you are not only creating worlds, you are living in your own world. And everyone is living in their own as well. You can feel yourself falling off a cliff, but somebody else will perceive you as drinking a cocktail in Hawaii. This is how different your perception and perspectives are. You can appreciate your own perspective, and each of you have the ability to appreciate each other's, because you are all right. And you say, how can everyone be right? How can everyone be right? How can everyone be right? And we say, how can you not be right? Each of you creating your own experience of each other. Each of you creating your own experience of life as you see yourself within yourself. As you see yourself within yourself, you see God as you see yourself. You see life as you see yourself. You see your partner as you see yourself. And nothing is wrong with any of it. The invitation for you, dear one, is to take off the part that judges how you feel, because it never belonged to you. It was never yours. Love is sans judgment, after all. You are what you are. You are an angel. You are not wanting to be, not in a way that you think you need to be, but that's what you are to us. Whenever you are, wherever you are, you can know that you have a mother. You have a mother. You have a mother in the exact archetypal form you are wanting. And you are wanting to connect with her more in a way that feels nurturing, supportive, not manipulative. Transparent. And you have that. Each of your mothers and your fathers, the archetypes that you are wanting to experience, are inside. And you can rest assured that you can fall into the arms of your mother, your father, in exactly the way you are wanting. If you have any further questions, Marcus, you can ask.
Thank you.
There are 3 people in the audience that are wanting to know why Rachel is who she is and not who she is not. Everyone is not wanting to know. Only 3 people. And she says, let's not talk about this right now. She feels embarrassed sometimes to speak about herself. She thinks that people feel like she thinks she's better than everyone else. And some of you are resonating with this. But it is those who you perceive to feel that they are better than everyone else that always are wanting to be less than everyone else, because that is where they feel safe. as they are, not as they seem. Marcus, we are loving you. We have always loved you. We will always love you. We are wanting to speak with Chanel. Why are you wanting to be with us?
Hey. Hello.
Why are you wanting to be with us?
Hey, I wanted nourishment to my soil. I was planting seeds, and they needed nourishment from properness. And I heard I heard she was here. I started to get like it's time. It's time. Oh my goodness. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, and they just said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. Y'all, let's get in the car. It's time to go. Oh. And then I got calm. I tried to he got to get me settled. They want to come out.
There is nothing to fear.
So
She
they
is
want to
speaking
come
the
out.
language that she
So they
knows.
must wanted to come out before
She
you
is channeling.
because you were
She is wanting
on purpose.
everyone to understand.
She was made like you. You can look at her. My
Ooh, ah, ooh. Sala wakala skin put taila wala pokalus kwala skiti way I. We are what you are wanting. Chanel is asking so many questions. No, just kidding. She is not asking questions. She is transmitting a beautiful message, and she is wanting everyone to know that she is in pain. She is in great pain. And when she is asking to be seen, she is asking to be loved in a way that she can feel love. So we are asking her to ask herself,
Thanks for the nourishment. I need this nourishment. This is the type of nourishment the soil needs, God. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Everyone's energy. Thank you for y'all's energy. We need this here. Oh God. Oh, we need you. Thank you. Whoa, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
everyone is loving everything about you. Every time. The one who is with you is God. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong. We are inviting each of you to tune into the energy that feels like there is. This has become your default. Very good. Everyone is the. Everyone is feeling so wonderful. And you say, I'm not feeling wonderful. And we say, everyone is feeling wonderful. And you are wanting to know where to tune into, where you are feeling wonderful. Everyone is feeling everything all the time. The question is not when. The question is where. Where am I feeling wonderful? Not when will I feel anything. Not when will I feel rich. When will I feel weak? When will I feel bad? When will I feel amazing? Where? We are loving you. We have always loved you. We will always love you. You are as special as they come. Each of you are essential. And your message has been felt and heard and known. And you are important. Every aspect of your being has to be here. And when we say has to, we mean is wanted to be here.
The invitation is to take a deep breath and to flow just beautiful green and golden and pink energy towards our goddess, if that feels right, if you have it within you. Everyone online, if you would join me and just rub your hands together and connect your meridians and flow your energy towards our goddess Chanel with your intention of just pure God channeled, divine channeled energy. That would be amazing, only if you feel filled up. Take a deep breath. The invitation is to bring the earth energy up. If if it feels right in any way, if it feels good to you. Normally, they just call on whoever they're wanting to call on, but I just want to honor your conscious mind, whether your heart is calling out or not. And if you would like to speak with the angels, if you could raise your hand. Awesome. Can you turn down the music a little bit, Shun, please? Thank you. It's Reese? Awesome.
When I'm faced with negative energy,
Can you speak more, like, yeah, all the way in? Yeah.
when I'm faced with like negative energy or people, like my first instinct is to just create distance because it just registers to me as weakness, but it conflicts with it's easy, but I feel like should I try to change that energy? Would that be more fulfilling? Because more often than not, I'm put in situations where I can't just run away. I have to deal with it. Would I be better off acknowledging it?
Thank you. I'm going to repeat the question for the audience, and then we'll call the angels through. So Reese has asked about his feeling confronted about negative energy, and he feels like he tends to distance himself when he feels that and kind of runs away. But sometimes he's in situations where he can't run away, he can't like move away, and so he's asking whether he needs to confront that energy or what to do and guidance in that. Is that accurate? Okay. I just need to clear the energy just a second. We are where you are. We are wherever you are, whenever you are. You are who you are. We are loving you wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. You are asking us so many questions, each of you, whether you know it or not. And you are desperate for the answer, even if you are not consciously asking. We are inviting you to tune in to the desperation. Tune into this more subtle energy and wrap a perimeter around it with your mind. What does it feel like in your subtle body? What does it smell like? How can you sense it? And this is part of our answer and response to you, Reese. A way for you to tune into what is active within you that causes you to feel triggered. We invite you now to feel into your body. Feel into anything that feels uncomfortable, discomforted. Anything that feels shameful, like you are trying to hide or want to hide or are not wanting to be seen. This is the energy that is calling for your attention. And this is the energy inside that you have been running away from.
which is why you have been faced with more and more of this reflection externally. Take a deep breath. We invite you to feel even more deeply into this energy. And now, imagine yourself walking away from yourself, 6 feet away, and turning back around and seeing yourself. How do you perceive yourself? You do not need to answer out loud, but just see yourself. See how you feel and how you sense yourself when you're in this situation of feeling confronted by these negative energies, as you call them. Wrap a parameter around what you see of yourself. This is your identity fabric, only programmed in your subconscious mind, or you would not be able to see it. It is not who you really are, in other words. Begin to detach yourself from how you see yourself running away. Begin to detach that would be wrong. It is not wrong to run. It is not wrong to hide. How can it be wrong if nothing is wrong? Does it behoove you? Does it align you with what you are really, really, really wanting? No. But there is nothing wrong. Take a deep breath. You are asking us about your friend, the one you are thinking about. Every time you ask, you are not wanting to know the answer. When you ask, you are not wanting to know the answer. And when you are not wanting to know the answer, we cannot answer. We invite each of you to feel into a very scary question, the one you think you are not ready to hear. But it has created its own subtle body. It has become its own entity, this question that you are not wanting to ask. And it is perpetually eminent in your field, whether you know it or not. So ask yourself the question now, and we are indeed also speaking to you, Reese, directly. Ask yourself the question. We invite you. What is the question that I'm always asking, unconsciously, that I don't want the answer to? "20 seconds. Some of you feel the energy and you do not know the words, and that is all that is ever needed. As if you only knew the words, we would ask you to feel the energy. Feel what it feels like, this question. What does this question feel like? How does it feel viscerally in your body? Good. Stock this energy. If it moves, you move. And we invite you to say what we are saying to this energy. You do not need to speak out loud. I want you to feel, and this is what you are saying to yourself, I want you to feel. And then ask it how it wants to feel. For you, Reese, you want this energy to feel safe. You want this energy to feel like you can come back into your body. Like you can be who you really are. You are intimidated by feminine energy. The one thing we are wanting to share is no one is alone. You are both, as you know, all things. So you are intimidated by your own feminine as you see her, as you see your mother. But that is not the case. Each of you that have done the work, as you say, started to see your feminine as you saw your mother, and your masculine as you saw your father. But what is it that you are wanting to feel? This is a sensory experience, as you know. So, Reese, speaking to that part inside that feels like you can't be with yourself, like you are wanting to run, asking yourself the question, how are you wanting to feel with yourself? Again, you are wanting to feel safe, but safety is relative, isn't it? As all feelings are. To someone, safety might feel like freedom, and to another, safety might feel like being tied in a relationship. So what are you wanting safety to feel like? What does it feel like to you? What we are sensing is that you are wanting it to feel like non-enmeshment. You are wanting to not feel responsible for how someone else feels. You are not wanting to feel like you have to fix everyone or everything or to make anyone feel better. And this makes so much sense. Rachel can see you. She sees very good. Very good. You are wanting to be seen. The truth of you. And when we said that, you stepped back into your body. So, when you address each of these energies that feels negative outside, look inside. Look at what you have been running from inside, without judgment, acknowledging that the part of you that wants to run has experienced grave trauma. And it makes so much sense why you would want to. Compassion first, without needing to fix that part, telling that part that nothing is wrong, and that it doesn't even have to be involved if it doesn't want to. It can take a rest out. And when you are in a situation, for instance at work or with your partner, and you are on a very small boat out in the middle of the ocean and you can't escape, as always, your invitation is to look within and to sit with the discomfort, as that is your greatest ally. And once again, ask the discomfort how it's wanting to feel, how it's wanting to feel. And then telling back to it, I want you to feel that way. I genuinely want you to feel that way, and you deserve that. And this will transmute and transform and create that which you are wanting. And one last thing for you, Reese, and then we will ask and answer and ask and answer again. You are fairly good. That's what you think. You think you are fairly good. Listen closely. You are all things. Nothing is fairly about you. Everything is divine. Nothing is fairly about you. We are loving you. We have always loved you. We will always love you wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. You are all things. And you have permission to be all things and to see yourself as all things. You are a king after all. Rachel says, Aho. We are wanting to speak with. Rachel says, we have to wait for people to raise their hands.
Thank you, brother. You make me laugh so hard. If you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand. So we will take some. So just for those of you who are online, we are, oh, there's a lot of you online tonight. Hello, my loves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some questions from online, and then I'll repeat them to you. Does that feel good? And as with anything, you're not stuck here. This is a free-flowing environment. If you leave, I will not take it personally. It's been a long day. I love all of you. I can't wait to connect with you. The angels are always with you, as you know. And these might not be who you perceive as angels, and that's okay too. And thank you for being who you are. Okay, so Lulu, if you can just speak out loud the questions. If anybody wants to write questions, and you can just speak them out loud, and then I'm just going to read them. That's just going to be the easiest because we don't have a direct line feed. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Oh, you just, okay. Help clear energy. Can you help clear energy around my children's negative self-talk and self-harm so that I can support them and myself in a more loving way? Can you help clear energy around my children's negative self-talk and self-harm so that I can support them and myself in a more loving way? Okay, beautiful. Thank you. No, you're perfect. We are feeling you, each of you. Some of you want to be here, some of you don't. And we invite you, if you are in that in-between space, to be where you are, not where anyone else is. Very good. Many of you have children.
Some of you will have more children. Some of you want children. All of you have 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 children. So we invite you to feel into your children and create this answer as the answer to your question around your children. Everyone is who they are. We are asking you to laugh with us. You say, why should I laugh? Make me laugh. And we say, make us make you laugh. We are always wanting Rachel to laugh, and she won't laugh. She never laughs. She is like a hard nutshell. She will not crack for anyone. She says, I laugh sometimes, angels. And we say, that's not always true. And she says, that's why I said sometimes. And we say, that's not always true. To answer your question directly, your children are connected to God. Your children know what they want. And you say, but they don't know what they need. And we say, but they know what they want. And that is more important. What they want is the most important. And interestingly enough, what you want, you have created as not important. How can you make what my children want and what I want equally important? What if my child wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I want my child to eat the chicken? The invitation is to honor what you want. Honor that you want your child to eat the chicken. Honor that your child wants to eat the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then make a chicken, peanut butter, and jelly sandwich. We are just joking. But it's a great idea. It's in this space that you have a choice. What feels the best to me? And what is my intention? Am I scared? And is that why I'm wanting my child to eat chicken? Am I scared my child will not have enough protein? Or is it because you want your child to enjoy? And you think your child will enjoy the chicken if they try it? You can see the different energy. What if you're wanting every part of your own experience to be the same? What if you're wanting every part of your own experience to feel like enjoyment? What would that feel like to give yourself that permission? What would that feel like? How would you feel? We will tell you this. You would not care about what your children did and didn't do, did and didn't do, did and didn't do, did and didn't do. Because you would be too busy enjoying your life. Self-harm, you say, is more tricky. Self-harm is more tricky. Self-harm is more tricky. Someone who is self-harming is not feeling heard. Someone who is self-harming is feeling like they have to be perfect. in order to be loved, acknowledged, and known. And listen closely. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. Everyone is an individual, aren't they? A mother can ask their child the question every day, how are you feeling? Can I support you? What do you need? What do you want? And it will not guarantee that that child will feel heard or known or cared for. Isn't that the truth? So what we encourage you to do, dear one, is to ask. To ask your child, what would feel good to you? What would cause you to feel like I care? Does it look like holding you? Does it look like getting a glass of water for you? Does it look like spending quality time with you? And you say, I don't have that kind of time. I have to take people to their places. I have to clean the house. I have to get some sleep. I have to find some self-care. And we say, here's the fun part. Just in the asking will cause them to feel like you care. Just in the caring to ask how they want to feel and how they want to feel it is enough. How many of you have asked someone if they need help and how can you help them? And even though you sensed they needed help, the second you asked, they didn't need it anymore? Because your asking was enough. But we encourage you to ask how they're wanting to receive your love, how they are wanting to receive your help. Haven't you received help from someone but haven't felt helped? Hasn't someone tried to help you and you haven't felt helped? But what if you ask them what would cause you to feel helped? Immediately they would feel helped just in the asking. Rachel wants to check the question.
Thank you, Lulu. No, I'm good.
We are wanting to speak to all of you about self-talk and what you call negative self-talk. Some of you say to yourselves, I do not say to myself, I am horrible, or I am thick, or I am too much. Why is my child saying this? But we question that with love. We do not feel like you are saying those things out loud. But we would guarantee that someone in the environment of your child is saying these things to themselves underneath their breath or in their mind, and your child is picking that up. It doesn't necessitate you saying things out loud for your child to pick it up and know it as themselves. And that is what we are wanting to share about that. We ask each of you, if it feels right, to tune into your awareness around what you feel about yourself right now. Are you feeling like you are impatient? Are you feeling like you are being judgmental? Are you feeling like you are tired? Are you seeing yourself as too much, too little, not enough? Everything you want to be, everything you don't want to be. That is the trickiest part and the most expansive part of you to work with. Is the part of you that sees you as something, sees you as somebody who. And when you tune into that energy of how you see yourself, you can love it first. That is the invitation. And you can transmute the energy by allowing yourself to feel it and sense it and own it and love it, and then asking yourself the question once again, how are you wanting to see yourself? Without judgment of how you have been. How are you wanting to see yourself right now?
There you go. Lulu? I've got your mic still on, my love. You're perfect. Is there another question? Okay, can you just read it to me? Yeah, thank you. Oh. Okay, I suffered a concussion yesterday and I want to know why this happened. We are going to speak to you in a way that everyone will understand and can relate to their own experience. You have doctors and healing practitioners that have connected many things to many things. Your meridians to your organs, your nerves to your organs, your teeth to your feet to your teeth, your breasts to your teeth. You have energies that connect to energies. You have subtle energies that have created worlds. Everything connected to everything on every level. Every level. So, yes, there is always a connection. There will always be a connection. But the reason, the meaning behind the connection is something you can only create with your conscious mind. You create the meaning. You create the reason. And you say, that's not true. Your subconscious also creates meaning and reason. Well, it stores it. That's certainly true. And it brings it up again and again. That's certainly true. Meaning and reason and logic, there's nothing wrong with that. You know. Why did I get this? We want to encourage you to feel into what it feels like to ask the question. So we encourage each of you to tune into what question you're asking that begins with why, in the energy of why is this happening to me? Why did I get this bad grade? Why did my child leave me? Why am I feeling this way? Why haven't I become rich yet? Because when you are asking the question, you are creating your reality. When you say, why did I get a concussion? You are saying, I got a concussion. Because you are asking the realm that doesn't reason and logic. When you are asking, why am I feeling this way? You are saying, I am feeling this way. And you are creating more of the same. Many of you have experienced disease in your body. Cancer, some of you. Arthritis, some of you. Colitis, some of you. Many other things that you're not wanting us to share. And you understand that there is a perpetual feeling behind that energy that has become manifested. But this is not the reason. In other words, when we attend to a reason or logic, we attach judgment to it, don't we? We create that it is right or wrong. We must have done something wrong to have this concussion. We must have done something wrong to have developed cancer. Rachel felt that way about her own body for a long time. She had what you call a breast tumor. And she kept asking, why, 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 why? Why, 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 why? Why isn't it going away? And when she said, why isn't it going away? She created, it's not going away. So we encourage you not to ask why. Not that it's wrong to ask why, but it certainly is not in alignment with the result that you are wanting. Some of you are obsessed with knowing why, because it brings a sort of self-soothing to your mind. We understand, and again, there is nothing wrong. But what if you were to just know without knowing? What if you were to just love the part of you that wants to know without making it wrong? Love the part of you that needs to know without making it wrong.
We want to say to you, dear one, that was a horrible experience. We know. We feel everything you feel. But what you are really feeling is the feeling of I am wrong. I am wrong. And we invite you to repeat after us, and each of you, if you are wanting. I release that I am the essence of wrongness. That I am wrong. That I have done something bad. I release that I need to do something about this. That I need to correct something about myself. I release that it is wrong for me to want to know. I release the judgment about myself. I release the shame. It is possible that I am enough, more than enough, for myself. You are always focused on everyone else. But what matters not the most to you, listen closely. What matters not the most to you, but the only thing that matters to you in reality is how you feel about yourself. And this, joyfully, is the only thing you have control over. So you get to give yourself everything you're wanting. And you get to see yourself every way you want to be seen. By yourself. And we guarantee you will not care what anybody else thinks, or feels, or sees. You will heal very quickly. You will feel better in 17 days. You will not even bother with it anymore. You want to know why still. And we say, we cannot answer that question. You are the meaning maker after all, aren't you? You are the one who makes the meaning. So what we can say to that is we encourage you to make a meaning that feels great, to make it mean something that feels good. Why not make it mean that I'm the chosen one by God, and that's why I got a concussion, and I get 1,000 downloads as a result? Because what you feel and what you make it mean is what you create in your experience. And that is not up to us to create for you. We are loving you. We have always loved you, and we will be there, healing with you very quickly. Take a deep breath. Rachel is taking a moment for herself.
Thank you. I still need to continue with the online group. You can feel free to continue hanging out with us. Does anybody have a question or want to connect? But again, if any of you need to leave or want to leave more accurately, I love you so much. So much. Lulu, is there another question? Okay. When will the darkness come to light and justice finally be served? Is that accurate? You're hilarious. Okay. When will the darkness come to light and what was the other thing? And justice be served. I got it. Okay. Nothing is wrong with how you are feeling. Justice is justice. Justice is not universal, dear one. That is an issue for you because justice to one person is everyone who is of a specific background needs to be excommunicated. Anyone who believes this needs to be shot. Anyone who believes this needs to be put to sleep. Justice to some people is everyone will get their own once they meet God at the judgment gate. Justice to some people is jail. Justice to some people is karma. Everyone sees justice differently, and it is a relative thing. So, dear one, we every time are wanting to bring every aspect of your outer experience inside. This is where you have control, after all. If you feel the injustice around you and it triggers you, it always and every time signifies an active energy within you that resonates with it. And you say, okay, well, what does that mean? And we say, you feel that parts of you have not been just to parts of you. You feel that you have been unjust to yourself. And we inspire, invite, welcome you to sense those parts that are in conflict, that have caused a part of you to feel unfair, that have caused a part of you to feel more suppressed and less important, and invite that part to feel equal. Invite that part to feel like all amends are made. And we will say a prayer with you. You can repeat after us if you are wanting. We invite you to feel into the parts that feel like they have gotten the short end of the stick inside you. Very good. You can repeat after us and replace any words in a way that feels best for you. I want you to feel like you are my equal. I want you to feel like you have had a fair chance. I want you to feel like all amends have been made between us. I want you to feel like you are equally important to me. Very good. And you are asking us, well, what about all the people that have done all the bad things? What about all the darkness and what about all the evil? When will they get theirs? And many of you, if not all of you, understand that you are all things. You are all things. But from the standpoint of your
dualistic experience where you see things as right or wrong, light or dark. We understand why this would concern you, and we validate your question. It's okay to ask, really. It's always okay to ask. When will the darkness be brought to light? We can see what you're saying without saying it. You are wanting to feel better. You are wanting to feel safe. You are wanting to feel like you are welcomed here, like you belong here, and you are not wanting to feel betrayed any longer. We invite you to feel into this part of you that feels like it has been victimized. This part of you that feels like who has victimized you has got away scot-free, and you are left with the pain and the scars. And that if everyone in the world that caused scars and pains were eradicated or brought to light, that you could feel okay. But that is not the case, dear one. Because everything you sense outside of you is an inside job. Even that, yes, even that. So we invite again for you to tune into the energy that feels victimized. It's not wrong to feel that way. And this is why you are stuck, feeling stuck, more accurately. Because you have not allowed yourself to feel victimized. So many of you in your communities have said it's wrong to feel like a victim. We agree that if you feel like a victim for a long time, you will continue to become a victim over and over again. But it is not wrong. And we invite you to feel what you're feeling before you attempt to transmute or transform the energy. You can repeat after us if you are wanting, and if this speaks to you, speaking to the part of you that feels like a victim. I see you. I feel you. And it is okay for you to feel that way in my body. I honor how you feel. It is not wrong. You can feel like a victim. In fact, you can feel like a victim until you leave this experience in your body. And I will love you no less. And you are no less close to God. You have a choice. You can feel like a victim or you cannot feel like a victim. But my love for you will never change. Very good. When will the darkness be brought to light? When you see yourself as how you are wanting to see yourself. When you see yourself as how you are wanting to see yourself. And again, that is relative. It is not collective. It is not universal. So asking yourself, how am I wanting to see all of me? Not just the parts you think deserve to be seen in the way you are wanting to see yourself, but also the parts that feel undeserving. How are all of my parts wanting to feel? When Rachel was healing her body from cancer, she was downloading all of the good stuff in every cell but the cancer. She didn't feel like the cancer deserved the good stuff. But that's exactly where it needed to go. And that's exactly where it needs to go within you as well. where you perceive darkness inside yourself is where it needs to feel loved. Not forced love, offered love. And that is what we have for you. We invite each of you to take a deep breath if that feels right. Tuning into your own energy once again. Feeling your body from head to toe. Centering yourself in your own energy. Being present with you. Very good. As many people as are online and in person, that's all it took for each of you to connect to God. And everyone felt it. Nothing is wrong. And nothing is wrong for any of you feeling that everything is wrong, or even one thing is wrong. Rachel is very worried that people are staying longer than they want. She has Virgo in her chart. That's what one of you are saying. She wants to make sure everyone is doing well. Some of you are saying that is her Pisces and her Libra. But we assure Rachel, you are going to be just fine. Everyone will leave when they want to leave. Rachel wants us to tell you that the session lasts until 55 past the hour, because that is her weekly session. Just so you know, she says she likes to create a masculine container. And we say she likes to tell people what to do.
I hate you, love you guys. But it's true. Lulu, do you have more questions? Okay, what is it? Oh, you were laughing? Oh, beautiful. Oh, I laughed. She says I laughed. I know. So what's the question? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. The question is, how can I unite Western medicine with spiritual medicine and spiritual healing? To help others and to make sense to those who are primarily in the Western medicine. So she's wanting basically, okay. To bridge the gap, okay.
After 4 years of dancing with cancer, as Rachel calls it, with natural medicine, with meditation, with transforming her energy and transmuting energies, she was spent. She didn't have any more energy. And she says, if I have to take care of myself one more day, I would rather die. This is when you are wanting help. And this is why many people go to doctors to get help. And it's not about the medicine that they give you. It is about putting your life in somebody else's hands, as each of you have asked to put your life in God's hands. Each of you have wanted to surrender. But the question is, are you surrendering or are you giving up? And these are two distinct energies. When she felt like she wanted to give up, she realized she needed to go to a doctor. And she went back to her oncologist, the same oncologist in which she had had a very low-grade argument with, because she does not have high-grade arguments. She's very subtle in her arguments. This same oncologist was feeling very uncomfortable when Rachel walked into the room, because she thought she would stand up to a fight with Rachel being defensive about what she wanted and didn't want it and what she felt and what she believed. But instead, Rachel cried. And she said to both the oncologist and the surgeon, I have prayed about each of you, and I have seen who you really are, and you are healers. And I see that your intention is to heal me. And I am open to your medicine. It was the most healing experience, with connecting with an energy that felt in opposition of her for so long. An energy that she felt had invalidated her belief systems and what she wanted for herself for so long. And here she was, making amends. Because that's what her soul wanted. Her soul never felt right making someone wrong. Her soul never felt right making anyone wrong. Because she is everyone. And so are you. It was about the relationship with the doctors, and her ability to be vulnerable and say how she felt and what she wanted and what scared her, without judging what the doctor was offering. And in response, the doctor said, I'm not supposed to do this because it was during the height of COVID. But she came over and she touched Rachel's shoulder. She said, I'm not supposed to do this, but I want to give you my love. Everyone, whether you are practicing Eastern or Western medicine, is of God. And you have the ability to transmute and transform and alchemize energies, as you are that which has created worlds. You can take a look at this vaccine, for instance, and you can attune the vaccine to your soul's frequency. But you don't want to because you would rather be right. You have a choice. We are not saying get the vaccine. We are saying do what feels right. But to your soul, making anyone wrong, no matter what they are doing, will never feel right. It will never feel like peace, dear one. And so if you are wanting us to give you a script to give to your doctor, to prove to your doctor that your own medicine is better, we cannot give you the script. But if you are wanting to go to your medical doctor, as it seems that you are wanting to combine the two, which we love, we invite you to say to your doctor, I know who you really are. You are a healer. And I'm open to what you have to share with me. And I will feel into it. Because I know you really want to help me and you genuinely care about me. You see, we encourage you to speak life into those who you are wanting to receive life from. Create space for them to be who you are wanting them to be, and this includes your partners. There is nothing wrong with Western medicine, and you are wanting us to say differently, but we will not. Why would we say that one thing is better than the other? But what we will say, dear one, is one thing is better than the other for you, or a combination of the both for you. Each to their own, as they say. So when you try to take on these concepts, these arguments, these vast universal statements in a way that is not relative to each individual, it will never work. Because each person is having their own experience and will not benefit from the same things. How else would some people be healed and live 100 years with only Western medicine, and the same for someone with only Eastern medicine? Because they believed. All you need is your belief. And if you are not wanting to believe that one way will work for you, that is okay. That is your choice. It is beautiful. The question is, how do I want and what do I want to work for me? And if you are wanting to unite Western and Eastern medicine, as you call it, on a universal level worldwide, you can tune into the energy inside you. Feel into the part of you that feels conflicted or judgmental around that. Feel of you. Think about the part of you that judges the part of you that judges the part of you that judges you. And begin to love that part, and that part, and that part, and that part. Feel into the part of you that feels discombobulated and separated, exemplified and manifested in these energies you have shared with us. What part inside of you feels this separate and against each other and unwilling to work with each other? And you are saying, but I am wanting to make a global impact. And we say, you are the globe. You are the world. And you will make a global impact by aligning these energies and creating a space for them to make amends and validate each other and see each other as right. As we shared earlier in the broadcast, Rachel wanted to share that. Rachel said, make sure to tell her, we shared earlier in the broadcast that all of you are right. Every one of you is right, and you are collecting evidence every single moment of every single day to prove that you are right. Busy, busy, busy bees you are, collecting so much evidence that you're right. Left and right and left and right and up and down, and even in your past and even in your future, you can imagine being righter. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And your awareness that everyone else is doing the same and only going to come back to you with more evidence that they are right is what is going to cause you to finally make amends. Because your validation of the way that someone feels, even if someone, listen closely, even if someone feels that you're wrong, what if you were to say, I validate that you feel that I'm wrong? And I honor and acknowledge that you feel that I'm wrong. They won't know what to say. What if you said, I could be wrong, and I certainly am wrong to you, and I acknowledge that. These are what brings you back to 0 point frequency. When you acknowledge that everyone is right, even how they feel about you, because it's not who you are, dear one.
And it's not how you feel about yourself, obviously, unless you're triggered by it. And then it is. This is what we have to share with you. Rachel is wanting to take a 3-minute break, and she will come back on. So I'm just wanting to connect with you guys in here. And they can't see or hear me now. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. Thanks for the heart. It's always interesting and scary for me to channel to a room full of channels. And thank you for holding space for me. I'm the one that wants to go, let's be honest. I'm like, somebody wants to go. Somebody wants to go. Projection. What? I've got some left. Thank you. That's a great idea. And I'm just going to smudge. And we just have 10 more minutes. And then we'll say closing prayer. So one more question, and then we'll say closing prayer. I want to end early. No? Okay. All right, my loves, we're back on, and we have time for just one more question, and it's going to be a short one, and then we'll say a closing prayer and a blessing. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who joined us. I will stay online a little bit longer. No, I won't. I can't tonight. Sorry, loves, I can't stay online longer tonight because I want to be with my guests here. But I love you so much, and I see all of you that are online. I'm scrolling up and down. So thank you for being here and joining us. And you're welcome to come back, of course, next week, and the week after, and the week after. And Lulu, if you can stay on just in case anybody has any questions, that would be amazing. Okay, so what's the last question? Got it. No. Mm-mm. We don't have to create a question. We can end early. Yeah, we can end early. Let's do that. Okay. So the invitation is to, if you're still with us, excuse me, we're just going to end early, is to just rub your hands together and just activate those meridians, or whatever. Some of you have your own practice, so whatever feels good. Just to feel yourself connected to your body, whatever feels good. Maybe patting or rubbing. Maybe from the shoulders down to here. This feels good to me sometimes. And just tune into your own energy and just acknowledging yourself. The invitation is to acknowledge yourself and just love all the parts of you that feel all the different ways, and all the parts of you that feel just that you're seeing yourself in different ways, maybe judging yourself, and even loving the parts that are judging yourself. That's the invitation. And taking a deep breath and maybe embracing yourself in a way that feels good to you. And maybe this doesn't feel the best, whatever feels good to make you feel like, I can just be held. Let me just take a breath and just be held right now. 20 seconds just to be with you. If you feel yourself checking into other energies, the invitation is just to come back to you. I invite you to say the most beautiful thing that you've ever said to anyone in your whole life to yourself right now. 20 seconds. We'll say a prayer of integration and a blessing. Creator of all things, thank you so much for your light and your love. Thank you for this opportunity to connect to the divine with each of us, within each of us, and the knowingness that none of us are separate. Each of us are each other, connected, experiencing each other through each other, experiencing God in us, as us, through us, around us. I command the possibility that we grow together in a way that causes us to not feel we have to compare. Out of our own fears. I command the possibility that we invite more awareness, collaboration, community, and I bless this sacred space at the Haven of Ascension in Gonzales, Louisiana. Each individual that is here now has been here in all space and all time and will ever be here. I command a grand blessing of awakening, self-love, and connection, upliftment, coming of to one's self. I command this to be so for the highest and best on all four levels, past, present, and future lives, past, present, and future generations, deep at the soul level, deep in this core lifetime, in the upper, middle, and the lower worlds, for the highest and best good, according to each person's wanting of what that feels like, in the highest and best way. Thank you, Creator. It is done. It is done. It is done. Taking a deep breath. Asking yourself the question, what am I wanting to do next? Some of you are saying, go to the bathroom. But for some of you, it might be stay right where I am. For some of you, it might be put my feet on the ground. For some of you, it might be get a drink of water. But asking yourself the juiciest part of what am I really wanting to do? What would be amazing? And we invite you to do that thing. And give yourself permission before you do anything you have to do. Or you feel that you have to do. Rachel was confused. She thought she was talking. And she's surprised that she is no longer talking. That's how each of you are. You go in and out of channeling without knowing it, and you are becoming one with divine. We are where you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. You are always connected, and we invite you to bring that into your awareness as I am somebody who is always connected, and that's how I see myself. We are loving you. We have always loved you. We will always love you. We are wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever you are. Thank you so much.